What's up, guys? So welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do something real quick. So I just watched the Francis Ngannou part 2 of 3 on Mixed Molly's channel. As advertised, amazing. And before I speak on it, I want to show you guys something from my reality show so that you can understand where this particular episode lands for me, okay? So give this a run and then we'll come back.
You know, all these things that people do that make them depressed. Oh, you know, I'm not living up to my potential and yada, yada, you know, the things that all these, you know, spoiled Americans sit there and think about because they don't have to worry about like where I'm going to get my next meal. So all they worry about is why they're unhappy. Well, you're unhappy because you're doing something you don't like every single day. And you have no purpose. You have no goals. You have nothing that you're working toward. I lived 30 years of my life that way. And so I know it very well. I mean, I'm not judging them. I'm telling you that I understand it. And it's a terrible, terrible place to be. And it's somewhere I'm never going to go back to. You have to actually live something like this to truly understand what having purpose feels like.
All right, so you guys could probably imagine where that particular episode lands for me, right? Pretty squarely in the gut, right? Right on target. And before I actually get into this, subscribe to the channel, please. You know, just throw a subscribe on it, ring the bell, etc. Now, here we go. All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. I just got done watching Mixed Molly's new Francis Ngannou, the second installment of 3 of the Francis Ngannou story, and I just got done and I was like, man, I need to get on camera fast while this is still fresh. I'm not convinced I'm going to be able to talk about this. I'm not positive. Normally, something's here, it just comes right out. Like it's just, bam. You guys are literally watching me talk as the things are entering my, gut and mind simultaneously, just comes right out. This is not gonna be that. I'm gonna try to frame this video in a way that will speak to other people first, and then try to do the other thing, whatever that's gonna be. First thing I wanna say is, you wanna talk about the antithesis of SJW victim culture? You want to talk to me about why that is the most toxic, nonsense, worst way that you could possibly look at the world? Talk to Francis Ngannou about it. Look at Francis Ngannou's life and tell me what he's doing now and what he would have been doing right now had he had the same outlook on life as what these people perpetuate. You're a victim because of this, because of that, because you're black, because you're a woman, because you're this, because you're that. You're a victim. You have no chance. You do not have opportunities like other people do. Really? Really? Do you think that they have a worse go than Francis Ngannou did when he was working in a sand mine, when he's in his mid-20s, had no boxing training whatsoever? He decided he's going to be the heavyweight champion of the world, and now he's one fight away from that being reality after going to the desert 7 times, trying to get onto a boat, a dinghy where they're going to paddle their way with their hands from Africa to Spain 7 times, failing every time and just coming right back to do it after selling his motorcycle to get boxing lessons. The only thing he owns one thing. He owns his motorcycle. He sold it to start getting boxing lessons. After that, getting over there, getting sick, having to come back, all of this stuff, all just to get to the West so he could have an opportunity to chase his dream. All of that. What? He gets there and he's homeless. He's homeless. And he said that was the happiest he's ever been because through all of the struggle, all that stuff, all of it was just leading up to step 1 where he got the opportunity to chase his dream. Okay, all of those things. He's working in a sand mine. Okay, no one has ever succeeded from there in anything. If you work in the sand mine, you work there until you fall over and die. That is your life. There is no escaping that. Okay? He decided that's not him. He sells his motorcycle. He learns to box a little bit. He tries to move away. Once he moves away, he gets hepatitis B. He has to move back because he can't afford medical care. Okay? He gets fixed there. He starts the journey of trying to get to the West. fails 7 times, starting in the desert, going through the jungle, going through the forest, ending up on a dinghy, failing, getting brought back over and over and over, all of that just to get to base zero, where he can be a homeless guy in France, which means I'm in the West, now I'm going to get my shot. Okay? All of those things just to get to step 1 that you are born with. Okay? Born with. You're born there. He did all that just to get to where you were born, and he's already in his mid to late 20s. Okay? You were there on your mid to late first 5 minutes on Earth. Okay? So this victim culture, where is he at if he feels like you guys want the world to feel? Okay? He's either eating a bullet or he's in a sand mine. That is the most toxic thing that you can feed to a kid or to a person. What does that help? How does it help a person saying, I'm a victim, that's why my life is this, as opposed to, you can overcome anything? Look at what Francis Ngannou did. If he can do it, anyone can do it. How is that not a better message? God, man, it's infuriating. And if you're not rooting for Francis now, if you know this guy's story and you're not rooting for this guy, there is something wrong with you. Like, literally, this is not a matter of like, oh, well, I'm a Stipe fan. Don't care. I like American, I like American fighters, whatever it is. No. If you know his story and you're not rooting for him, there's something wrong with you. Like, just period. There's no room for interpretation. If you're not rooting for him, there's something wrong with you. Period. I mean, he said that when he was homeless, it was the happiest time of his life because he was free and he knew he was going to get the opportunity to chase his dream. Okay, that's how grateful he was just to have the opportunity that all of us are born with. Okay, just another thing that I want to talk about in general. People in this country think that the luckiest people in the world are the ones that are born wealthy, right? Born wealthy. Wow, can you imagine if you were born with a trust fund? Okay, let me spoil that for you. The human condition is, it's such a simple thing, and it's almost laughable how people don't see it. Okay? The human condition is you want the things that you don't have, unless you beat that mentally, unless you snap out of that. Every person wants what they don't have. Okay, a person who's worth $10 million wants the thing they could buy if they had $30 million. The person who has $100 million wants the thing that they could buy if they're a billionaire. Okay, I was on vacation with my dad when I was like 16 years old, and we had this one friend who had sold his company for $500 million. Okay, I don't know what percentage of the company he owned, but he's a 9-figure guy. Okay, and we were in Hawaii with their family, and they were looking at boats. And he made this comment about Bill Gates, like where he was like, that's the kind of boat you can get if you're Bill Gates. And I remember thinking, like, this is the wealthiest person I know, and he's still looking at things that he wishes he could buy. Like, you need that boat? You need that boat? It's the human condition. So the people who are born wealthy, you think that they're stoked on their money? You think that they look in the bank, they've always had it. There's nothing to be stoked about. Okay? Let me tell you the truest formula that you want to hear happiness defined? I promise you. I'm about to drop it's the most insightful thing you've ever heard, because someone dropped it on me and it just blew my brain apart because I knew they were right. Okay? This is the equation to life. Happiness equals your reality minus your expectations. Period. Okay, unless you're a Buddhist and you have detached yourself from the wants and needs that most people have in life, that is truth right there. Happiness equals your reality minus your expectations. That's it. Okay, if you expected to be making $65,000 a year and you're making $135,000 a year, you're stoked, right? You have far exceeded what your expectations were. If your expectation was to make $7 million a year and you're making 1.5, you're pissed. You feel underpaid. Right? If you're Scottie Pippen on the Bulls, who signed an $18 million deal, $14 million, whatever it was, but it was a long-term deal where he's making a couple $1 million a year, where his teammates are making $30 million. Okay, his expectations: I should be making more money. Okay, he's making $2 million a year. What would you do to make $2 million a year? He's unhappy. He spends all day unhappy because he's not reaching what his expectations are, even though he's making millions of dollars a year, okay? Happiness equals reality minus expectations, period. Okay? So with Francis, he had no expectations at all. He just was going to fight. He said, it doesn't matter if I achieve it. All that matters is that I try. And so those battles that he was fighting, constantly, getting sent back to 15 months just to get to the West, okay? Like, not like, oh, I need to save up money and buy a plane ticket. Like, I'm going to hand paddle over the ocean from Africa to Spain, and I'm going to fail, get brought back. I'm going to try that again. Then we get back. Like, for him, the struggle was everything, and all it was over is just the opportunity. So, like, his expectations were nothing. So he's homeless, and now he's going to have the opportunity to chase his dream, and that has well exceeded what his expectations were, and he's the happiest he's ever been. Okay? Think about that. Think about that. And then think about these people who are invading the minds of millions of people in this country who are in the education system, poisoning people's minds. Okay? Anything that perpetuates victim culture is the devil. Okay, I am telling you that as plain and simple as I can tell you anything. Okay, there are not a lot of things that's not true. There are a lot of things that I have a lot of wisdom on. Okay, most of them having to do with people. As a matter of fact, all of them having to do with people. 100% exclusively, my wisdom comes down to people. How are people going to react to this, or this? That is why you watch my channel and you go, wow, that's really insightful. Okay, it's all about people. My entire life has been viewed through the lens of, what's that person going to do? Oh, what's that person going to do? Track it back. I have a photographic memory, I think, when it comes to people's faces and then attributing that to different personality types, reactions, etc. Like, I don't have a photographic memory with I have a photographic memory with people, I think. I really think that that's what it is. But the bottom line is I understand people, and I'm telling you, I cannot tell you more stringently that planting a seed in someone's mind that they are a victim is the absolute worst. It's evil. Like, if you actually understand what that's going to do in their life, it's evil. It's an evil thing to do. And if you aren't smart enough to figure it out on your own why, then just listen to me, okay? That seed in a person's mind will keep them from doing anything that they've actually ever wanted, because what it takes to get what you really want takes hard work. It takes belief. It takes persistence. It takes, most people aren't going to have to, show perseverance like Francis Ngannou, but no one gets what they really want without having to really try and really get after it. Because otherwise you wouldn't want it that bad. Because life, happiness equals reality minus expectations. If you expected to have it, it won't make you happy. It won't make you happy. Okay? So you have to go beyond what your expectations are to feel happy. And in order to do that, that takes hard work. And if you plant the seed in people's mind that no matter how hard they work, they will not be able to get to here, they won't work hard, they won't get there, they will never be happy. That is what you're doing to people. Okay? As simple as I can explain anything to you, that is a fact. So that's what I took from the Francis Ngannou video. Let me make sure, because I took some notes. Just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. For the most part, no, I got it. The only other thing was that he said, what he was saying was, I can't remember the word he was using, but what he meant was, don't pity me. When he was homeless, he was like, don't do that. What he was saying is, don't pity me. He was using the wrong word, but that's what he meant. Don't pity me. He's like, my life is great. My life is good. He's talking about when he's homeless. Okay. Francis is the shining example. He's a black man from Cameroon, born with nothing. And now he's going to be the heavyweight champion of the UFC. If you doubt that, after watching that, if you doubt that that guy will wear the belt at some point, you do not understand humans at all. And then, what's hilarious is in my other video, specifically the video that Molly put in the last Francis one, when I first saw it, I know why he picked it. He picked it because I said the thing about John Jones and Molly, which was funny, But then it was the thing about Francis getting broken in that fight with Stipe, which he did. What I didn't understand about him at the time is, yes, He can be broken in that event, but he's going to come back. He's going to keep coming back. He's going to keep coming back. So you might be able to break him in that event. Like, he might get tired and realize, like, oh, I'm not going to make it. This one's not going to work out. But the part of that analysis that I didn't understand before, he's coming back. He's going to come back. He's going to fight you again. And he's going to fight you again. 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 And he's going to win eventually. If you bet against this guy to be the heavyweight champion, you do not understand humanity at all. At all. Especially given the gifts that this guy has. He's a killing machine. So that is what I have. If you like the channel, subscribe and ring the bell, because show me someone else that's doing it like this. I would love to see that. That's what I got. Subscribe, ring the bell, comment, like. Love you guys.